A very warm good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining us today in celebrating the 8th anniversary of the movement that is India is Us. Over the course of this 8-year journey, ITU Social Foundation, formerly known as India is Us, has woven a tapestry of impactful initiatives. From uniting with over 220 NGOs to championing transformative causes, introducing eco-friendly solutions, to nurturing education, celebrating resilience, and fostering collaborative partnerships. Our journey echoes with purpose. As we celebrate our Foundation Day, we embrace the lives touched and look forward to a future illuminated by compassion and innovation. Let us see a short video celebrating this journey.
World driven by compassion and change, I2U Social Foundation emerged, weaving together dreams and destinies. For the past 8 years, we have been a beacon of hope and a catalyst for change. As we celebrate our 8th Foundation Day, let's take a glimpse back at the remarkable journey we've undertaken. Over the past year, I2U has been the bridge connecting hearts and hands, working alongside our 220-plus partner NGOs to champion causes that transform lives. We've proudly introduced an eco-friendly water filtration system, nurturing life with every drop. Our collaboration with Corning Life Sciences empowered more than 70 attendees with sustainable water solutions. Partnering with Healthy India, we've sowed saplings of hope, guided 425-plus students through counseling sessions, and transformed classrooms into vibrant hubs of growth. We joined forces with Center Fresh India for the #SochKaro Fresh campaign, celebrating women who defy the odds. A cycle ride united 50-plus riders, championing the spirit of remarkable women. At Kaizen Fest, organized by NSS, IIT Delhi, we shared our vision with 1,400-plus students from across India, igniting sparks of social impact. Our journey is a tapestry of transformation, woven by hands that care and hearts that dare. Today, as we celebrate our 8th Foundation Day, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our partner NGOs, corporate partners, volunteers, and donors for having made this journey possible. In a world driven by
So many inspiring stories. And one such story of resilience and impact is Pradeep's. Mr. Pradeep Kumar, an exceptional young artist, has overcome unique challenges to showcase his remarkable talent for sketching. Despite facing adversity, Pradeep's sketches possess a captivating quality that touches hearts and inspires viewers. Tragically, he recently lost his father and has taken on the responsibility of supporting his family while continuing to share his artistic gift with the world. Supported by I2U and the efforts of passionate individuals, Pradeep's journey as an artist is ever innovating. His sketches not only uplift his own life, but also contribute to a noble social cause. Through his art, he is creating a ripple of change that spreads inspiration far and wide. Pradeep's story underscores the power of art, resilience, and collective impact of embracing compassion. Here's a glimpse into his inspiring story. प्रदीप, आपकी आर्ट बहुत ही अद्भुत है। बहुत ही खूबसूरत है और बहुत प्रेरित करती है। हम सब आपके शब्दों में आपके बारे में और आपकी आर्ट के बारे में और जानना चाहते हैं।
सभी को तो पहले नमस्ते मैम एंड सर। और मेरा नाम प्रदीप कुमार है और मैं 12th क्लास में अभी पढ़ रहा हूँ और इसके साथ ये आर्ट का कोर्स भी कर रहा हूँ। मैंने 12th में फाइन आर्ट्स ली है, आर्ट्स विद फाइन आर्ट्स। और ये जो आर्ट है ये मैं बचपन से ही करता आ रहा हूँ। ये पहले मेरी मम्मी करती थी तो मैंने कहा कि मैं भी करके देखता हूँ। फिर ऐसे ही करते करते मेरे को शौक चढ़ने लगा। फिर मेरे फादर जो थे उन्होंने मेरे को सामान ला के दिए आर्ट का। फिर मैं धीरे धीरे करता रहा। फिर मेरे सर आए थे, फिर सर ने भी मेरे को पोर्ट्रेट सिखाए। फिर मैंने ये फाइन आर्ट्स का कोर्स ज्वाइन किया स्कूल में 11th से, फाइन आर्ट वो आर्ट्स विद फाइन आर्ट्स का। तो अब मैं यही कर रहा हूँ। और और मेरे फादर अभी एक्सपायर हुए जिनकी बदौलत मैं यहाँ तक पहुँचा हूँ अभी। तो मैं उनको भी थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ। और मैं हेल्थ मैं हेल्थी इंडिया को भी थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि वो मेरे को इतना सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, इतने आगे तक पहुँचा रहे हैं। ऐसे ही मेरे को सपोर्ट करते रहेगा। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सो मच प्रदीप। आपके काम से हम सबको प्रेरणा मिलती है और आपके रेजिलियंस से हम सबको ताकत मिलती है। इसी तरह से
थैंक
आप अपनी जर्नी में ग्रो करते रहिए और हम सबको प्रोत्साहन देते रहिए।
थैंक यू।
Thank you, Pradeep, for joining us today. And moving on, I would like to now shine the spotlight on some of the most important people behind I2U. Mr. Pranav Menon is the director of I2U Social Foundation. For him, social work is not just a profession, it's a calling. With over 10 years of experience in the social sector, he has seen firsthand the transformative impact that can be achieved when individuals and organizations work together towards a common goal. As the director of I2U Social Foundation, he is deeply committed to creating positive change in the world through collaboration. Growing up in a household where contributors to social causes surrounded him, his zeal to make a difference began at a very young age. Shining through every challenge that he has taken up for the social welfare sector, he leads from the front to ensure I2U contributes to its partner NGOs, donors, volunteers, policy influencers, and other stakeholders. I will now invite Pranav to say a few words and share his inspiration and vision with us.
Thank you so much, Pooja. First of all, good evening to each one of you present here, and thank you for taking out time after a long weekend break. I know it was not too easy. Everyone might be still in a vacation mood, but this shows how committed and how interested and how willingly you guys are working towards social sector. ITU started almost 8 years back, almost 8 years ho gaye, and it at that time it was just a seed which was given by Sudhin sir to us saying that let's do this and let's try building up something on that. When I see 8 years that have been passed, we started with nothing, and right now I'm a proud person who's with the support of the whole team is supporting almost 220 plus NGOs. Our vision was always been to support NGOs as much as possible. Uh, our main vision is to have 5 NGOs per cause per state. So we support 12 causes, and that's our vision. And the way we are working, the way the team is working, and the support what we get from each and every NGOs, corporates, donors, and volunteers is actually proving that this vision needs to relooked at and made a bigger vision, because this can be reached in no time. And I'm very happy to say that, because we are working day in and day out just to uplift people, but they're just not uplifting themselves, but they're uplifting us as well. We learn a lot of things. I mean, Pradeep's story, the reason why we started with this story, it's an inspiration to us. We keep cribbing that we don't have this, we don't have money, we don't have the society support, we don't have a parent support, we don't have. There are millions of reasons what we give each ourselves when we are alone, thinking about the success what we have made, and we say that because of this I'm not able to do it, or we are not able to do it. But just looking at him at 12th standard of age, 12th standard where he's studying, what he is doing and building his own career, taking care of his own family, taking care of his own mother and his own sisters. It is something which each one of us sitting here should think about. We all have cabins, we all have good houses, we all have good places where we are sitting right now under the ACs, fans, and everything. But people like him are the people who are actually dedicated and making a transformation in the society. So it's nothing but just sheer confidence and sheer dedication towards what you do and what you love doing. And that's what ITU is for me especially. I give my heart and soul to it so that people like him can grow, people like him can come out, and people like him can actually be known as India's one of the rock stars. And I'm sure with all the support what we have, we'll have many more Pradeep stories like Pradeep's to share it with you guys. So thank you so much once again. We have an amazing list of programs listed down for the day. I I expect all of you and I request all of you to please stay tuned and enjoy each and every bit, because there are informations which you might not get anywhere else. We are just catering it to them. So please be patient, enjoy, and thank you again for joining us. Over to you, Pooja.
Thank you, Pranav. The next person I would like to introduce is the heart of the organization, working tirelessly and passionately to turn this vision into reality each day, Miss Alisha Vijoy. Alisha is the head of ITU Social Foundation. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." And this is the quote she lives by. Alisha is a dreamer. She dreams of a world where NGOs and corporates work together hand in hand. And that's what got her to head India as Us, an ecosystem builder for nonprofits and corporates alike. She is known for fetching seamless solutions for problems. Her vast networks and liaisons empower partner organizations to grow further. Besides leading ITU, she also works as the head of communications at Crystal Hughes Limited, a complete communication lifecycle company. Crystal Hughes Limited is also the company behind innovating ITU. Ask her what's the most challenging part of her is, and she replies, stopping. I just cannot stop when it comes to thinking innovatively to use communication to win hearts. I use these skills to benefit my clients and NGOs to stay strong in the competition. Let's hear in her own words. Alisha, I invite you to take the mic.
Thank you so much, Pooja, for this introduction. And yes, I'm a people person, and today I'm very glad to see so many people at one in front of my camera. Everyone is smiling after lunchtime. That is again, everyone is awake. That is again, kudos to everyone from my end. And yes, on today, that is the 8th Foundation Day of India is Us. We are all gathered here to celebrate the real heroes of the society. Yes, we all, the social workers, as we dare to change the world. And whoever is there to change the world is the real hero. So I'm very glad that we are having many real heroes today in front of my system. We all are on a mission, and we know that how change can happen. We see the challenges, and instead of cribbing, I think we find out the solutions. And that is the best part. Be it sending any underserved student to schools, giving platform to people with special need, and making them, helping them to live on their own. We are doing skill development. We are fighting against climate changes that is going on. We are working on so many other causes, and every time we are just finding a solution. That is the best part that we all are doing, and we feel very proud of it. One of the another role of any of the change maker is to influence people and to make a chain of change makers. And if we see this webinar, we are having more than 94 people here. And I think we all are adding lots of value. We have made a chain. India is proud to have more than 230 NGOs across the country who are partnered with us. They all are fighting against many odds. And today we all are working together. We have joined hands. We look forward for joining more hands across the country. And let's do good. Looking at the time frame, I have just kept my speech very short. Otherwise, it's very difficult to take out the mic from me. Still, I tried my best to keep my message very short. And I'm really thankful to each one of you, corporates, NGOs, volunteers, donors, and of course, the entire team of India is Us, who are always there to make a change. And with all the support which you have been extending to us, we can definitely uh, achieve our vision, which is let's do good and let's make this world more livable place. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Over to you, Pooja.
Thanks, Alicia. It's always heartwarming to hear you speak. You're a leader in the truest sense of the word. Today, we have experts and leaders with us to join the conversation. Leaders who are working in and with the development sector, who have kindly taken out the time from their busy schedules to join us to share their insights and experiences. Before we begin with the panel discussions for the day, I have a few announcements. We will be presenting awards to our NGO partners after each session of the panel discussions. We will also be putting up a quiz after each discussion, which will be open to all the audiences. The fastest correct replies shall be winning gift hampers, courtesy PSafe. PSafe, a Radcliffe Hygiene Private Limited company, has started operations in April 2017. It relaunched a toilet seat sanitizer under the brand name PSafe, which was initially developed in 2013 by its founders. Over the last 6 years, the brand has expanded into several personal hygiene categories to cater to girls from puberty to menopause, including feminine hygiene, reusable pads, tampons, cups, etc., and intimate wellness products, while being one of the leaders in the few subcategories. It retails in upwards of 12,000 retail counters across 70 plus cities in India and exports to 19 countries, along with a presence in all of India's major e-commerce marketplaces, apart from its own online platforms. They have served over 6 million customers, with over 700,000 registered customers on their website, and impacted the lives of over 150,000 menstruators from underprivileged backgrounds through awareness drives and donated over 1 million menstrual care products. In January 2020, PSAP was awarded Best Amazon Brand of the Year 2020 in presence of Jeff Bezos for their remarkable achievements on Amazon India. Thank you, PSAP, for sponsoring the gift hampers for our quizzes today. And I would request the audience to stick with us every minute of the way because they're interesting quizzes and prizes that will be coming along. But first, to our first panel discussion. The first panel discussion will be moderated by Ms. Divya Bansal. Divya is an HR aficionado armed with master's degree from Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research. She embarked as an HR executive, now manager at a prestigious firm. With over a decade of experience, she offers a unique fusion of recruitment finesse, resource management, and HR expertise. Her ardor for HR and change management fuels her readiness to embrace challenges head-on, a testament to her dynamic career trajectory. She has been actively engaged in managing employee engagement activities for organizational CSR. Over to you, Divya.
Well, thank you so much, Pooja, for this wonderful introduction. I truly appreciate the opportunity to kick off the session now. So hello, everyone. My name is Divya, and it is a pleasure to be here with all of you today. The topic of this session is positive relation between CSR and employee engagement. So as we dive into this session, I would like to ask Shubh Mehti, as he has been deeply involved into CSR and making great difference in the world. But before I shoot the question, I would like to introduce him to all of you. Shubh Mehti, he works as an AVP HR and DEI at Global Bank. Shubh, an extraordinary trailblazer, breaks barriers and champions diversity, equity, and inclusion. the first openly queer figure in a prominent bank, he spearheads DEI efforts as co-lead. His 12-year HR journey spans startups to Fortune 50 clients. Beyond corporates, he enlightens prestigious institutions like IIMs, broadening LGBT plus awareness even in rural areas. Shubh's culinary prowess and food photography reflects his artistry, while his engagement symbolizes love and equality commitment. Through his professional strides, personal passion, and heartfelt dedication, he radiates inspiration, nurturing an inclusive world. So, Shubh, we would like to know about your thoughts and opinion on how embedding inclusion within a CSR strategy helps deliver equal opportunities, regardless of individual attributes such as race, culture, gender, age, and disability.
All right. First of all, thank you for a like a very elaborated introduction, and congratulations to ITU Solutions for completing successfully 8 years. It's pretty much like it's a very new experience for me to come in this platform and talk, and seeing how the story of Pradeep and also coming to know from you all. It's really an inspiration for me in itself. Right now, coming to the topic which you said, this itself is very interesting, right? Like, see, you are also working as an HR, the CSR. The CSR is something where organization, they look beyond the profits. But it also comes to the mind, like, why an organization? Because organization is all about business, right? When we look into the perspective, and especially when I come from a very prominent bank, so we all talk in the terms of financial terms, right? But having said that, CSR being one of the core part of any organizations, and that is the one space where organization look for something which is beyond their profit. And why it is so? Because it is also important to have it in kind of a strategy, because business works on reputation, business works on relationship, right? So that is the way where you can reflect as a culture of the organization, where you can reflect, like, how you are basically involved in the society. Because end of the day, the organization runs with the people come from diverse community, diverse society, right? And across the race, gender, you take any aspects of the diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now we add the term of belongingness. So to add on this belongingness, organization is continuously putting their effort and strategy to fetch into all these kind of areas where who are part of the organizations to give their max productivity, so they would be able to connect. Also, not only the internal clients, like we talk about the external clients. So when you want to expand a business and all, they do look for as an overall what this organization basically symbolize in the society, how they other pursue about it. So it helps not directly to the kind of any financial goals, but also indirectly it helps the organization to build its culture, even I would say that in an external environment, as well as also to do something really strong to make the footprint in the society. And similarly doing that, it actually reflects like what it could actually bring to the employees from the diverse backgrounds they do belong to, as an organization they're doing it, not only engaging them in terms of on the day-to-day 9 to 5 the work. And organization do involve the employees in all the activities based on the the interest level and the scope of availability, so that employees could also feel that they are part of it in the contribution. So that's how the things basically evolves in the organization.
Okay.
Hope
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. The point you said, that the point, on which you mentioned about the diversity, that business, of course, any business works with diversified people, be it internal employees or clients. I think.
I'm sorry, I lost your voice.
Divya, you are on mute.
Sorry, my
No
bad. So I think, thank you so much. You articulated your thoughts in a very, understandable manner. So thank you again, Shubh, for being here with us and doing such incredible work for the society. Thank you once again. Okay, so let's make this session more productive, insightful, and inspiring. Allow me to announce our next guest. RJ Divya, who is not just a RJ, but a voice of many. She has been personally taking care of many social causes, WASH being one of them. So we have with us Divya Vasudev, popularly known as RJ Divya. She hosts a daily show, and besides talking entertainment, she brings up issues that needs to be addressed. Award-winning campaigns on menstruation, campaigns on organ donation, etc., led her to eventually start her own trust, Ek Badlav. So apart from her professional work, she spends her me time on her blog called Sisters Corner, juggling many roles between dubbing, voiceovers, lectures at various colleges. She has always believed that words and audio format is the most powerful medium. So Divya, welcome in this panel, and we would like to know your thoughts on how does engaging in volunteer work not only benefit the commitment and causes we support, but also lead to personal growth and transformation? Also, can you share instances where volunteering has led to significant positive changes in the lives of both volunteers and those they assist?
Wow, Divya, thank you. I think that introduction should have been recorded so that I can make my boss hear it and so that he knows how amazing a person sits in the backup studio right now. But good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. Alicia, I know हमारी एक conversation of this conversation due है, but super congratulations for completing 8 years, super work. And not just because I'm here, मैं इसलिए बोल रही हूँ, but I think when in our own little ways we try to bring in some sort of change for others or others' life, it speaks a lot about our own character. I mean, we might be walking really slow, we might be walking really fast, but जब भी हम किसी और के लिए कुछ करने लगते हैं या एटलीस्ट उस चीज की कोशिश करते हैं, we really I think it speaks a lot about us. So kudos, and I hope that you guys grow bigger and bigger. So now coming to Divya, what you asked me, पहले fantastic panel, thank you for that question. तो दो चीजें हैं. एक तो the kind of work that I do, of course, on a radio station, पहले तो मेरा खुद ही वो बहुत social responsibility वाला काम है. तो मतलब मैं हमेशा ये बोलती हूँ that radio is a very powerful medium. In fact, as media, or anybody who comes from media does come with a lot of responsibility. Some of us sort of forget it many a times. But besides being very impartial in terms of what we broadcast, it is also very important, especially with radio, private FM today, that hum log, when we are playing music, which is new, contemporary, raps, underground, all sort of genres, we should also remember that radio till date is the only fully interactive two-way medium, which makes it supremely powerful. There would be a reason why, say, Prime Minister also started Man Ki Baat. Kuch to potential is radio mein hoga. So I make sure that, and when I say I, it is also my team, my company who always support me. I work with Radio City, that we take up issues which are relevant. I mean, once I do that, of course, I also become a very proactive member of the corporate social responsibility circle at work also. So, you know, as a corporate, of course, the CSR is very prevalent and I'm always like the front runner because ek baar wo baith gaya hai, setup to baith gaya hai. So let me just quickly brief on what I have done, probably to understand. So, you know, I have an entertainment show, a fully interactive show, but time to time I take up issues and I will not do like a story or a day interview to just, you know, highlight, say, an AIDS day or a cancer day, but I take up full campaigns. So one of the campaigns I've been working on for the last 5-6 years is Pad Yatra, which is my way of bringing menstrual issues in a city like Delhi. And of course, now it has been replicated by other cities of Radio City as well. So it's become more like a national campaign. During June, I did not just interview few people to say that, okay, it is the Pride month, but I made like a month-long campaign to talk about so that I have callers calling in. So अगर मेरे पास एक इंसान है जो अपनी story सुनाता है, I also have 100 people who call me with their views and opinions. So as a radio station, what I do, I think what I can do best is initiate a dialogue on anything. Like when I started with menstruation 5 years ago, 6 years ago, a campaign I'm very proud of because it has won all possible radio awards. And awards maybe इतना important है नहीं आज के टाइम पे, जितना important ये है कि वो मुहिम इतनी बड़ी हो गई कि उसमें बहुत लोग जुड़ गए. उसका एक सबसे important reason ये था कि लोग बोलते थे दिल्ली जैसे स्टेशन में आपको पीरियड्स की बात करनी जरूरी क्यों है. तो ये कैंपेन भी इसलिए शुरू हुआ है क्योंकि मेरे शो पे एक लड़की ने कॉल करके बोला कि मेरी बहन को आज कंजक में मम्मी ने बैठने नहीं दिया, आई एम फीलिंग वेरी बैड. द गर्ल वाज क्राइंग. I didn't know what to do. So what happens is when creativity comes in with a lot of responsibility, we deliver campaigns on radio, which I'm a part of. Now what happens with CSR is the moment I do something, I talk about it with my colleagues or my team, a sense of empathy sort of develops. CSR इसलिए भी ज़रूरी है, not just for your corporate to have an image, a brand positioning. It is also very important for an individual to grow in a company. There are people, for example, in my setup who've been working here for 10 years and 15 years. If they do not grow individually, अगर हम अंदर से नहीं change हो रहे हैं, कुछ मुद्दों को लेकर, कुछ issues को लेकर, तो फिर हम कहीं पे अटक गए हैं. और उनको बदलने का एक ही तरीका है कि आप उनको रियल वर्ल्ड से मिलवाओ, उनको लैपटॉप के आगे से हटाओ, and bring them closer to the social causes as well. So we made Pad Yatra a very CSR-ish thing also. जब मैं इन लोगों को लेकर slums में गई हूँ कि आप यहाँ पर आके सुनो लोगों की बातें. It will not change your life, maybe क्योंकि आप लोग sales के हो, marketing के हो, finance के हो, but फिर भी आप आके एक बारी real world देखो. It really doesn't change much, but what I notice is that you start connecting with each other better, which means CSR in a way helps corporate employee to engage with each other better. You identify with your system a lot more better. Sometimes you feel you take immense pride in what your company takes stand for. And I think it helps in an overall growth of the employee as well. So mera honestly, the work that I do is more individual because I lead campaigns on the radio. और मेरा कनेक्ट अगर मेरे लिसनर्स के साथ हो जाए तो ऑनेस्टली मेरे 24 घंटे वहीं लग जाते हैं. So I keep taking up issues. I worked on child sexual abuse, which was one of my most powerful campaigns. Pad Yatra I've been working on for now 5 years. And I'm working on a women's safety campaign as well. It doesn't do much, but what it really does is create some sort of sensitive air जिस पे लोग बात कर सकें. और मुझे लगता है कई बार ना हम लोग जो बातें अपने घर वालों से और अपने बेस्ट फ्रेंड से नहीं कर पाते, वो एक आरजे से एनोनिमस बन के कर लेते हैं. और मुझे लगता है दैट वन आई एम गिफ्टेड विद दैट स्पेस दैट आई एम मेकिंग द मोस्ट ऑफ. And quickly adding to, because you've mentioned my NGO, I started it during COVID क्योंकि मैं COVID में यहाँ पे काम कर रही थी. And then I realized that Pad Yatra में I've been meeting women who are in the age group of 35, 40, 50, 60. I can't really change them much. I mean, it'll be very difficult for people to change me now. But I realized that the only thing that can make a difference to people is education. तो मैंने अपने एक बदलाव के साथ project value education शुरू किया है. That's my first project. I've started my NGO with my sister and another friend who's an international journalist. I've taken 30 boys in a shelter home at GB Road, and I teach them value education because I realize schooling के लिए लोग support कर रहे हैं, खाना भी उनको मिल रहा है, लेकिन हम सबसे basic चीज जो भूल जाते हैं वो ये है कि empathy, value, gratitude, responsibility, ये कौन सिखाएगा? Especially to these boys who don't even have a family and don't even have a concept of a father. So a lot of times people ask me why boys and why not girls. I said सबका focus ही लड़कियों पे हो गया है, लड़कों को भी तो सुधारना है. So we started with 30 to 40 boys right now, and I'm very proud of the way they're turning out to be because उनके साथ साथ मैं अपने अंदर भी बहुत change देख रही हूँ जो शायद रेडियो में और listeners से नहीं आता. But because I interact with them individually every weekend, for almost a year now, I see a lot of change in myself as well. So I think that is what CSR does to the employees at work also. And I talk too much, so I'll stop.
Okay. Well, I think, you rightly said that radio is actually a medium where, people can anonymously share their, concerns, which they might not be able to come out with openly. And the causes that you're touching, menstruation, child abuse, and I think they're very relevant and sensitive topics in today's times. And of course, you're making a change in others' lives as well as you rightly said, that it is helping you change and evolve as a better person.
Yes.
So very well said, Divya.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being here and for making such, making such amazing contribution to the society. Thank you so much. So now, taking the discussion forward and to make it more exciting and interesting, let me introduce our third panelist for today, Ms. Nupur Agarwal, who takes care of CSR solutions at PSAFE. Nupur Agarwal. Nupur, an engineer by training, exudes a go-getter spirit, an insatiable hunger for knowledge. Her fervor for meaningful work led her to the realm of CSR, where she not only spearheads the thriving startup PSAFE, but also adeptly manages the company's CSR initiatives. With an unwavering drive to excel, she seamlessly blends engineering acumen with a passion for social impact, carving a dynamic path of success for herself.
Thank you, Divya.
So Nukur, welcome to the panel. And we would like to know from you, how does the integration of CSR give small business an edge? Also, we would like to know that how are you managing that employees should not consider this as an off-site activity?
Very nice question, Divya. Thank you. Thank you for having me on this panel. And first of all, I would like to congratulate ITU, India is Ours, for doing amazing work for the past 8 years. You guys are integrating all the NGOs and connecting them with corporates which have CSR funds. At times, even corporate doesn't know where to spend their funds, and NGOs don't know how to approach them. So it's a seamless fashion you're doing it, and I really appreciate that, and hats off to that. Coming to this question, when we talk about CSR, we understand by CSR we mean that wherein corporates are integrating their social and environmental concerns into the operations and decision-making processes. So why they are integrating these social and environmental processes, and what is the use of it? So whenever we're saying a small business or any large business, if they have to grow and whatever new thing they are bringing into the system, there is a need for a society which is able to get out of it. A society has to grow at large to be able to accept those new changes. So anyways, if a business has to grow, the society around it has to grow as well. So that is one, a beneficial part we can say. But then again, whenever a corporate is doing something on the social cause or some, an impactful cause, a taboo topic or something for that matter, you are bringing out your values to the outer world, what this corporate thinks about, how it functions on. If it is bringing in a product, it must be focusing on those values and would like to propagate that. So a customer itself will have more trust in that kind of a business, that product which that company is bringing in. So it's, if we see the benefits which a small business will be getting out of CSR activities, is that they will be having more loyal customers who will be believing in them. So one thing is customers, then we come to the employees. The employees feel connected. An employee will be happy to be retained in that organization. Okay, that's this, yeah, we have this kind of a mindset, and this company is also believe in the same thoughts. So they would also like to be retained in that organization and give contribute to the cause. So that is also a benefit. Third, I would say the investors. Of course, a small business would always be looking for investors, and investors will also be supporting those businesses which are working for a vision and creating an impact in the society at large. So that I believe is the base thing which we feel that it's the bringing in the trust of customers, employees, and investors, which will be benefiting in the long run. Coming to your second question, when we say that employees feel it would be an off-site activity, kind of a forced activity on them, so how do we overcome that? So if we consider this as a challenge, first thing is that if somebody believes in that concept, in that cause, they will not feel it to be forced. So first we need to inculcate that thing inside an individual for that matter. So if a company is deciding upon one cause, rather than just forcing it that we are doing this campaign, you be there on this date, you have to present there and distribute. Let's not do this. Let's generate that cause. We can have just throwing ideas. If suppose this is an organization, we think about, like, we work for menstruation, we throw in a quiz with the employees that, okay, what do you think about menstruation? What do you think is the requirement in the society? How we can betterment it? Or do you think it's a taboo, or it's something we need to work upon? So let the thoughts being, synergized within from the employees. And then when you conduct a session or conducting some drive, some campaign, they will feel connected to it. The need would have already arisen between them. And they will be, then you won't be forcing them. You will be asking whosoever wants to volunteer. And there will be people, themselves registering for it. That, okay, I want to do it. I feel connected to it. We did some sessions with Sabik, Kimos, where we distributed cups to young girls. Imagine, the Sabik people had written a bus full of employees along with them, just because the people had volunteered on their own that we want to be part of this cause. And there are multifold benefits out of it. It's not just the beneficiaries who are getting the product. Like in our case, what we believe in is not just distributing the product, but also bringing in that behavioral change, a long-term impact on the beneficiaries. We are giving trainings. We are telling them how to use it and why it is. And if it is a taboo topic, why it is. What are the myths associated with it? How do we bust them? So that benefit is not only going to the beneficiaries. Imagine it is going to the employees and then the people who are connected to the employees. They also themselves learning. We as an urban population also hardly, it's only I would say 30 to 40% of urban population who knows what is a menstrual cup. All have been hearing about sanitary pads and we've been living like that. But then if it's the kind of awareness required at every level. So once that employee gets to know about cup or whatever, new, I can talk about cup because that's what related to me. But then if they get to know about cup and they are distributing to the other people, beneficiaries, they will be doing the same within their society, within their household society, their relatives. So imagine the kind of, we are spreading this word. And as such, maybe they will feel taboo to talk about this kind of a topic in their organization. But once this thought has started, once a talk has been started, a conversation has been started, by whatever the means, at least this taboo will break sometime. It will lead somewhere. So that's what I would like to say.
Thank you so much. I think I agree with you when you said that, rather than imposing anything on employees to, contribute on any of the causes of CSR, it is important to educate them. It is important to get their feedback or organize a kind of survey to understand, what do they understand by CSR and, how would they like to contribute and on what all causes they would like to contribute, so that accordingly the company can, frame its strategy around CSR. So yes, very well said, Nupur. Thank you so much for being here with us and joining this discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now I would request Pooja Grover, our host of this evening, to take it forward from here.
Thank you, Divya, for a wonderfully moderated session. Thank you so much, RJ Divya, Shubhmeti, and Nupur for sharing your articulate insights and gleaning on your experience. It was really great to listen to the conversation. And with this, we come to an end of the first panel discourse, and it's time for the quiz. All the audience shall see the quiz question pop up on the screen. And the faster you answer, the higher chances of winning the prize. And while we engage with the quiz, we shall also work towards announcing the winners of various NGO category awards for today. So stay with us. Speaking of winners, we will be announcing the winners for Biggest Helping Hand Award and the Most Eloquent NGO Award. And to announce this award, we have the momentous honor of the presence of Mrs. Rachna Sudhim. Mrs. Rachna is a dynamic and self-motivated individual who exudes energy and positivity. She has played many crucial roles throughout her life, be it as the Joint Secretary at Sachi Saheli, Director at Crystal Hues Limited, or co-founder at ITU Social Foundation. Over the course of her 20-year-long successful entrepreneurial career, she has provided each of these organizations with the necessary guidance and management for her continued growth and development. Along with being a graduate of political science from the University of Delhi, she is also an avid spiritual healer and motivational speaker. She has been organizing meditation classes for the corporate sector and strongly believes that spirituality nurtures one's inner qualities and helps build a better society. Her role in conducting menstrual awareness sessions in more than 70 schools for the last 2 years has been one of her proudest accomplishments. Through her devotion and passion, she lays further proof to Gandhiji's adage, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Thank you, ma'am, for gracing this celebratory occasion with your gracious presence.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much.
I would request you to kindly announce the winning NGOs and say a few words of encouragement.
The Biggest Helping Hand Award goes to Samarthanam Trust for Disabled. Clap.
Let's all clap through our emojis and through the screen. It's a
Uh,
great achievement.
yeah, thank you for that giving award to Samarthan Trust for the Disabled, and it all goes to our founder trustee, where his vision. So we are taking it as our pathways, and we are making it successful. So where our founder trustee, being a visually impaired person, has a lot of enthusiastic and avid reader, tech savvy person, travels across the globe. Currently is in England with a sports game, and his name is sorry sir.
I request all audience to please put yourselves on mute. Thank you.
Yeah, so that Mr. Mahantesh GK, founder trustee of Samarthanam Trust for the Disabled. I mean, to be honest, so me leaving the IT sector and joining, he was also one of the motivator to me. So personally on that aspect, and whatever I'm doing right now, it's all because of him. He is being the guide for me and given free hands. Even though I manage the corporate partnerships and volunteering at Samarthanam. He has also given me a leverage of taking decisions on particular aspects, made me as a core committee member on that thing, and encouraging all the young chaps like us. I think it's a good deal, and I don't know so what to say about it, but yes, Samarthanam, I thank Samarthanam, and also congrats for ITU on celebrating your 8 years of services on this, and many more engagements, volunteering activities. Let's engage on that aspects. Let's do the change for the world.
Thank you so much. And we would request ma'am to announce our second winners for today as well.
And the second award is Most Eloquent Award, which goes to Visamo Kids. Is there anybody from Visamo Kids?
Thank you so much. My colleague Ami Shah and I am Sudeshna. So Ami Ben has been working with Visamo. It's a shelter home for underprivileged children. And I always say that if you have seen Gandhari on TV in Mahabharata, then meet Ami Ben. She is a living Gandhari. She has raised, nurtured 150 plus lives. These are the number of children who have gone through her under her parenthood. So this is a great honor, and thank you, Alisha, and the entire team of I2U. You are doing a fantastic work. Being a bridge between the NGOs and the corporate world is not easy. It's a thankless job. People trample on the bridge and reach the destination and then forget the bridge often. So I know how difficult it is for you all to handle this role. And I'm so thankful to you for keeping us connected. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for announcing the winners for us today and joining us in the conversations. And a very warm congratulations to Samarthanam Trust for the Disabled and Visamo Kids for winning the awards. We shall move on with the second panel for today. The topic for the second panel discussion is synergy between corporates and NGOs enhances the overall effectiveness of social impact initiatives. For this discussion, we have on the panel 3 very talented and seasoned experts. I extend a very warm welcome to Ms. Monica Moore, Ms. Sonika Jha, and Ms. Tanu Kathuria. We shall begin the conversation with Ms. Monica Moore. Monica handles corporate social responsibility with Perfetti Venmed. With a background in CSR and social services sector, she has woven a path of impact. Formerly an educator, she empowered students through training and research, co-authoring pivotal papers like CSR, How We Practice It in India, promoting health and environmental awareness in India through social marketing, and volunteerism, route to Gen Y's employee satisfaction. She is committed to knowledge that sparks change. So let's hear it from Monica. Monica, could you provide specific examples of how your organization has collaborated with NGOs to create social impact? And what were the key strategies employed, and how did those contribute to achieving meaningful outcomes?
Thank you so much, Pooja, and thank you, I2us, for inviting me to this discussion. Let me begin with congratulating you and the entire team. Very closely, we've been working with Alicia for the campaigns that we had connected with. So congratulations on your 8 years, and brilliant work done by all of you, and we hope to remain connected. Pooja, thank you for that lovely introduction. I am a part of the CSR team for Profetti Van Mel. Now, corporate social responsibility is now less about goodwill and more about legal implications. So while we are doing good for the society, we are doing good for the employees who want to be engaged with such heartwarming projects. We also need to work very closely with our legal team. So CSR technically now works very closely with the legal team. So when you say that, what is the synergy between corporates and NGOs? It starts off by understanding, A, what are the projects that we want to be driven at the grassroots level? And B, selecting the right partners. So even selection of an NGO partner is kind of driven by an audit agenda where you need to have at least 2 to 3 NGOs who will kind of respond to the project request that you put forth. Then you select the NGO, then you kind of work with the NGO, you enter into an MOU or some kind of an agreement, or a grants agreement is what we call. And then there's a constant monitoring and evaluation of the work that is done at the grassroots level by the NGO. So these are certain very stringent legal requirements that we have. Of course, it's not as stringent for organizations that still do not fall under the Section 135 requirements of the Corporate Act. But Profetti has been doing CSR for almost 6 years now. We have been in India for almost over 20 years, but now CSR is suddenly a big agenda for us. A, we fall under the 2% mandate, and B, we have already invested a lot in social projects, be it in education, environment, water, community support, skill development, and we want to continue to strengthen it. Now, why NGOs are important for us is, number one, not all the time we can be at the grassroots level, at the field level, working with the beneficiaries. And therefore, a very strong role that is played by the NGOs. And some of the NGOs come with very specialist skills, like A, they could be just working in the environment sector, or they could be working in the education sector, or B, it could be organizations such as yours that connect us with NGOs for the various thematic areas. Or C, we could be working with NGOs that are working in multiple areas. So we kind of classify what are the kind of NGOs that we work with, and then we set about having those discussions. And therefore, it's very easy for us to let the NGOs do the grassroots level, come up with a project proposal, give it to us. For us, it's very easy to evaluate once we have received the proposals, but we know that a lot of work is done by the NGO to come up with a proposal, because I keep getting those, Monica, give us some more time. And I'm like, I'm close to my budget deadline. June is when it's the cutoff. We cannot have any more projects after that. So there's a lot of back and forth, but then it's easy back and forth. I know the NGO is talking to their grassroots level, asking for their costing, then they're collating how much of it could be their admin cost, how much can be put for salary, how much can be put for actual asset investment or project level initiatives or any interventions. So therefore, the NGO needs to do all the hard work. For us, it's like, okay, just be in touch with the NGO. So one, that's very important. B, the effectiveness of the actual project, which is delivered at the grassroots level, definitely works better when the NGO is in the picture, because those are the people who could be from the community. So I may, where Perfetti works is we have factories in 3 states of the country. We have branch offices in 4 more states. So we are technically operating out of 7 states in the entire country. So it's not possible for me to be present in all the locations. Even if I have 2-3 more team members, a CSR team is never really big in an organization unless they have a foundation of their own, which we do not. So therefore, when I have my team members at the different locations who can then connect with an NGO at that field level, it's far more impactful, it's far more effective, it's far more time-wise as well as cost-wise more effective. So therefore, an NGO is a big plus there. Then of course, the most important thing is NGO understands the project very well. I may say that मुझे बच्चों के लिए कुछ करना है, मुझे education में support करना है, but what exactly? So for the longest time, Perfetti was supporting government schools and helping them in their infrastructure development. Of course, we felt that good classrooms, good benches, provision of an ad hoc teacher, if that's missing in a government school, would be great in terms of supporting a government school. But then our NGO whom we were working with told us that you also need to do some life skills, intervention for children, especially in the 9th and the 11th graders, because those are the crucial years. So they did not say 10th or 12th, but they said 9th and 11th, because those are the times when they are actually at the foundation point of want to be, say a year from now when it comes to the 9th standard, and what do they want to do in their college level when it comes to the 11th standard. So at 2 levels of intervention, which was something which was, which we felt, oh, it's an aha moment for us. But for the NGO, it was something very basic. So that way, the knowledge of the NGO, the kind of impact that they have had previously with the community, they can come back with the best practices. They can even come back with failure studies, which will help us to not make mistakes. And they are with us along the way, that if we have made a mistake, okay, how do we rectify it when we roll over the project to the next year? So a lot of benefits working with the NGOs, but it's a double-edged sword. So you can ask any CSR professional, it's a double-edged sword. A lot of questions, currently there's audit going on in our organization, so a lot of questions keep coming, so we keep going back. But the beauty is NGOs and the people whom we work with, they're so compassionate, they are so understanding. I mean, you ask them a question, they will come back. If they don't know the answer, they will revert. So that way, we've had a brilliant interaction and relationship with all our NGOs. We call them our partners. We don't call them NGOs anymore. They are our partners now. Yeah, so I think that's where I should stop.
Thank you, Monica. Very, very truly put that, partnerships and any meaningful partnership requires constant and clear communication. And NGOs who are actually working on the ground level have such critical, vital insights that, a lot of times funding organizations who are separated from the actual implementation would be better off leaning on NGOs for that. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us and joining us today. It's lovely hearing about your work with the NGOs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, moving on to our second panelist for today, we have Sonika Jha with us. Sonika is a corporate communications specialist with Hilti India. Sonika holds a bachelor's degree in IT from MIT University and master's degree in management and liberal arts from the Vedika Scholars Program for Women. With nearly 5 years of industry exposure, Sonika has honed her skills across various sectors, including startups, homegrown unicorns, and multinational corporations. She's a distinguished Toastmasters member, exemplifying her commitment to effective communication and leadership development. She has been recognized as a certified trainer by the Government of India through the Indian Society of Training and Development, underscoring her dedication to professional growth and learning. Welcome, Sonika.
Thank you, Pooja. Good evening, everyone.
Sonika, our question to you is, why do you believe that partnering with NGOs is crucial for generating social impact? What are the limitations that prevent corporations from achieving the same level of impact on their own?
Very well asked, Pooja, because this is like persistently, if you have more stakeholders, you will get more answers to this question. First of all, understanding the part that everybody has a significant role to play. Like an organization cannot do this on its own, no matter how good it is or how much it specializes in any one thing. This is a community level thing that an organization tries to do. Understand that, right? And we do not have direct connect with such communities or organizations which we want to work with or create an impact, right? So having a trusted NGO partner, not just an NGO but a trusted NGO partner, does a lot of magical work for you. Say organizations are driven, they have agenda, they have plans, and they have a specific topics where they want the society to be helped with and improve on certain aspects, right, which align with their values, their goals, and how they also want to grow as an organization. So finding the right connect with an NGO partner is like the entry level for them to create an impact, right? I may have the resources, say in terms of money, right, or people even volunteering for it, but what, where, when, who are the people to be impacted, what is the expertise needed to execute it very clearly in a framed manner, in a phased manner, right? All of this has to come from the NGO. Like, how in corporates we hire consultants. So I think, with all due respect and limelight, NGOs have to play that role for us. And they help us navigate that way where we want to go and create a social impact, and it is sustained. Above all, I would say it has to be sustained. So it's the hand holding that the NGO does for us. And for the first question, let's stop here. Could you please repeat the second question again?
Yeah, sure. So the first part of the question is, why do you believe partnering with NGOs is crucial for generating a social impact? And the second part is, what are the limitations, that prevent corporations from achieving the same level of impact on their own?
Correct. So, as this is a very specialized thing that we do for communities who need help, me being an organization, I know I'm going to fail at this because I don't have the expertise. I may be good at making money, but this is a side thing that I want to do, yet want to make it mainstream for myself, right? I may not have the knowledge. What is the root cause of the problem? I may have the money, but where do I invest it? Why do I invest it, right? Who are the people who need it at large, correct? What is the proportion of money that has to go out? What is the strategy? And this is not a one day thing that you do and leave. You, as an organization, want to do it continuously and in a way that the society flourishes. So how just a small organization becomes a foundation in itself, correct? It's through the expertise. And I think lack of it, lack of clarity, lack of strategy, lack of help, may not be able to create that impact, that value that you want to achieve. So it is like both go hand in hand to experience the expertise of each other and then aid this process of helping people at large. Yeah. So in
True.
short,
Very well put, Sonika. Yeah, I totally agree with you that, in the ecosystem, the donor partner and the implementing partner have their own place, and they're both critical to the system and bring their own strengths. And that is what makes them synergize well when there's a right fitment of intentions and communication together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Sonika. And
thank you so much. And
we will
congratulations to the entire
move
team.
to our third speaker
Yeah,
for the
thank
panel
you.
today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sonika. And now I would take the time to introduce Ms. Tanu Kathuria. She's an HRBP leader at Buildersoft. She's a laureate in CSR leadership. She shoulders profound responsibility. Her tireless dedication transcends boundaries, forging impactful social change. Each endeavor that she undertakes is met with contemplation as she navigates, resolute in achieving present objectives. unwavering focus is to transform the lives of millions through purposeful social initiatives, a testament to transform. Welcome, Tanu. Tanu, our question to you today is, can you share can you share insights into the challenges and lessons learned from working with NGOs to create social impact? What best practices have you identified for fostering successful partnerships that drive long-lasting change in the communities you aim to support?
I don't know whether the issue is with my network. Pooja, if you don't mind repeating the question again, your voice was breaking.
Sure. I will repeat the question for you. What are your insights into the challenges and lessons from working with the NGOs in creating social impact? Also, what best practices have you identified for fostering successful partnerships to drive long-lasting change in communities that you support?
Thank you so much, Pooja, for repeating the question and a wonderful introduction. I didn't know that I have so much in me. I'll start with a congratulations to ITU Foundation on the 8th anniversary and wish you all the very best for all the future endeavors. Keep on doing the good work. Alicia, you are rocking. You're a rock star actually for ITU Foundation and for the entire team, best wishes. Before I answer the question, Pooja, which you have asked me, I would like to really appreciate the zeal of Pradeep, and I wish him more power and lots of success. Warm congratulations to all the award winners. Now, coming back to the question which has been put on me, and if you allow me, with my experience and with the knowledge in CSR space, which I have gained so far in last few years, I would like to swap the word with the word best practices with the guiding principles, because that has actually helped me in coming to the deliverables which I really wanted from a socio projects, right? So few of the guiding principles I have been following, and I would like to call out for fostering the successful partnership to drive the long-lasting change in the communities are the first and the foremost is the shared values and goals. But before that, we need to understand, see, partnership, it's as raised by one of my co-panelists, it's not the NGOs what we work with. So we also call it villas of partners. The NGOs are not typically non-government organizations who are working on a social development project. So they are the partners who are having the shared values. We as an organization and they have the shared values way of working together. So what is their official position is one of, and what is the ethics of the other should be compatible. So there it is one of the guiding principles where a compatibility or a match is required. Organization wants and look forwards to work in, and the expertise, the knowledge, the capabilities of the NGO. So all has to be in alignment and all has to be in sync with whatever purpose and the objective which we want to meet as a for the coexistence, right? And when I talk about strategic partnership, it needs investment of efforts from both the sides, be it corporate, be it implementation partner at every stage of project life cycle. Coming to the second guiding principle, we need to have a clear and the precise partnership. As one of my co-panelists talk about MOU, so whatever or any such other document that can serve as a guide, it has to be clear and precise, calling out the SOWs, the timelines, the SORI, or the milestones, whatever we want to achieve in the project or the objective which we want to have from a particular objective. The next guiding principle is the commitment at the highest level from both the sides, so that we can build on the trust. So there has to be a dedicated team from the organization, from the implementation partner who can call out the commitment at the highest level. The foremost thing which I want to now highlight is the robust and the concurrent monitoring and the reporting. Both the parties, they need to agree on the mechanism of reporting and the monitoring format. It could be quarterly, it could be monthly. Like in Birlasoft, we have monthly connects with all our implementation partners on the progress of the project. We connect with the beneficiaries at different intervals. So there has to be a mechanism of connecting with the community. So as I mentioned, that can be quarterly reporting on how the funds are getting utilized, or XYZ, whatever format the organization and the implementation can come into an agreement. Also, I would like to highlight that manage communication, and we need to frequently meet the partners, be it online, we meet the partners and the beneficiaries, so that we can understand that how much impactful our interventions are at ground level, or if there is any gap, what interventions or add-ons can be done to meet the objective, or which can be a benefit for the community. So that is the other guiding principle. Last but not the least, I would like to call out that it has to be support from all the concerned parties, from top to bottom, be it employee. Their connect has to be there with the NGO partners, and they should be empowered to run the projects. So these are few of the guiding principles which I have learned, and I have through my throughout in my career, and I would like to call out to make any such strategic partnership with the implementation partners, and to be executed at the ground level. Before I close on, the mantra for the successful partnership is definitely the trust and the exchange of the capabilities. So this is something which, if all the organization and the partners, if they are going to follow in letter and spirit, and it's something I truly believe that it can lead to an impactful social development project at the community level with high results. Back to you, Pooja. I hope I answer your question, and thank you, Alicia, for inviting me to share my thoughts, and congratulations to you on the ITU again on this big milestone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tanu. It's been wonderful listening to your insights. And it's so true that, you have to have trust, and you also need to institutionalize mechanisms and processes in your partnerships, so that there is a clear monitoring process and you have the best takeaways for your efforts in terms of the impact that you're seeking to achieve. I would wholeheartedly once again like to thank my panelists, Monica, Sonika, and Tanu, for joining us today and sharing their views and insights with us. Moving on, we come to the conclusion of the second panel discussion, and it's time for the pop-up quiz. The prizes for this are sponsored by PSafe. You should be seeing the questions come up on your screen just as the last time. And the quickest answer that is correct stands to win the prize. Winners shall be announced shortly. While we answer the question on screen and find our winners, it's time to announce the Maverick NGO Award and the Tech Savvy NGO Award. For announcing these awards, we have with us today Ms. Leelavati Palisetti, CSR Advisor to ITU. Dr. Palisetti holds a PhD degree in rural development and having more than 30 years of work experience. A unique combination of academic exposure relating to agriculture, social sciences, and rural development. Dr. Palisetti's edge over the other competent professional was her proven track record of meaningful application of her knowledge to a wide variety of issues, ranging from natural resource management, agriculture, and watershed development, poverty and rural livelihoods, food security, gender equity, and participation of women, labor markets, migration, girl child education, and local governance. She was associated with many state governments, national, international organizations, and corporate agencies, and have been exposed to global work culture. She also provided documentation support to few reputed NGOs of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana states. Dr. Palisetti has vast experience in implementation of donor-funded projects such as the UNDP-funded Sustainable Dryland Agriculture by Mahila Sanghams in Andhra Pradesh, the DFID-funded Andhra Pradesh Rural Development Program, and the NABARD-funded Comprehensive Land Development Program. She handled amicably and deal with self-help groups, civil society activists, elected representatives of panchayats, as well as on-field and off-field government functionaries. Dr. Palisetti has a rich experience in research publication, documentation, program execution, administration, and capacity building at state level as well as nationally. Over to Dr. Palisetti to announce the winners.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much for talking about me. And of course, you have made me like anything of this. And first of all, I would congratulate IT Social Foundation because for completing its successful 8 years. Because it's a very challenging task. I know I understood for the last few months, connecting, identifying a corporate, its priorities, and identifying a committed and capable NGO to properly use the CSR funds. So I really felt very happy for associating with the ITU Social Foundation. I can say that. But now I sincerely say that the Maverick award goes to Global Thought Foundation. Congratulations to Global Thought Foundation. And we know that it works in many sectors for empowerment and for the education, healthcare, environment, and for in creating the greener communities using its education, empowerment, healthcare sectors. So someone is there? Yeah. Please clap, Global Thought Foundation.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. I would like to thank the whole team of India is Us, especially Pranav sir, Alisha ma'am, and also Meghna and Tamanna. Okay. So I would also like to thank to connecting to the various corporates like Hitachi, Birlasoft, Hilti India. Because of them, we are here. And speaking about India is Us, is a great as an NGO. It is for us as an NGO. It is a great platform to achieve our fundraising goals. Okay, and the best part of the India is they directly connect with the potential donors and corporates, engage with the employees, which make them different from other platforms like Meetup and Donate Cards. So that's why. Thanks a lot. Once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Global Thought Foundation. So over to Pooja.
Thank you, ma'am. I would also request you to announce our other winners for Tech Savvy NGO Award.
Oh, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, it's my pleasure to announce that Tech Savvy Award goes to Atulya Vikash Foundation. Congratulations to Atulya Vikash Foundation. Please give a big clap to them. Atulya Vikash Foundation.
Hi, thank you very much.
Manav, can you switch on your camera because we're not able to spotlight you?
Yeah. I am from Atulya Vikas Foundation on behalf of Manav. Yeah, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Atulya Vikash Foundation, the presenting. So mainly in which sector you are working is means on gender equality and education, I think.
Sorry?
Thank you, Atulya Vikash Foundation. Yeah. So you are working, your contribution to the education sector is highly recognizable. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Palisetti, for doing the honors for us and announcing our winners. Big congratulations to Global Thought Foundation and Atulya Vikas Foundation on the great work. And also a round of applause to all the NGOs who are doing great work. And it is not just about winning prize, but Yes, so we have our thought leaders and winners, but everybody is a winner in the social sector with the change that we are making. And with this, we move on to a conversation with Dr. Melanie van de Velde. She's an advisor with I2U. Dr. Melanie embodies dynamic entrepreneurship and visionary leadership in sustainability and impact entrepreneurship realms. With a diverse background, she has steered an impact business for uneducated young women in Nairobi's slums, overseen Asia Pacific markets for a tech behemoth, and held senior roles in IT startups. Holding an MBA with distinction, an MSc in industrial engineering, and a PhD in social innovation from Cambridge University. She is honored with the Adam Smith Prize for PhD excellence. Through Bricktree Global, her company, she equips business leaders with pragmatic tools to fortify sustainability in strategies. Her groundbreaking framework has underpinned global impact strategies, drawing organizations worldwide to seek her guidance as a speaker and advisor. Beyond Bricktree Global, Dr. van der Velde founded B Journeys, amplifying economic opportunities where ethical travel in remote, impoverished, yet captivating locales. Authoring Lead Like a Genius and Love Your Legacy, her insights foster impactful strategies in business. I invite Dr. Melanie to share tips on business benefits of a company by making a positive impact. And also, I would request her to talk of the one factor that helps achieve better outcomes. Thank you for joining us today. Over to you, Dr. Melanie.
Oh, thanks, Pooja, for the lovely introduction. And yeah, huge big congratulations to you all. It's it's an honor to join in your celebrations, and lovely to see some of the wonderful projects that you're supporting. So no, thank you very much. Is it possible to share my screen, Pooja?
We'll just give you the right. Give us a second.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's there, Shika.
Okay, great. So yeah, like Pooja said, I'd love to share one key tip, one major insight from my research, looking really into projects from around the world and why some have much better outcomes than others in terms of really addressing our key global issues, but also that work well from a commercial benefit perspective. But before I do that, I just wanted to re-emphasize the importance for business to become more involved with making a positive impact. This is a recent statement by Bracken Darrell. He's the CEO of Logitech. And he said in an interview a couple of months ago, if you're not a sustainable company in the next decade, you will be out, or at least behind and losing ground in almost every industry. And that sounds quite full on, but if we look at some of the studies, a study by Deloitte shows that purpose-driven brands now grow 3 times faster. And a Kantar report shows that purpose-driven brands now experience a valuation of plus 175%. And in a discussion with Divya and Soup, we touched on that also, and also in your quiz. But just a quick kind of summary of why is that now? That purpose-driven companies, and obviously it depends how well they do it and how much they emphasize it, why they outperform. So the first is really business growth. And if you think about what underpins business growth, well, the 2 key dials are customer retention and customer referrals. And companies that are ahead, that are more progressive with their impact, they tend to perform a lot better here. So if we think about Unilever, their sustainable living brands form 70% of their turnover growth. And if you look at them versus Kraft Heinz, their major rival, since they started this, every dollar invested into Unilever has led to a 200 to 400% higher return for investors compared to Kraft Heinz. Tony Chocolonely gets a great referral rate. The second is brand value. And if we think about GE, when they started their Eco-Imagination range, the brand value increased by 6 billion. So I think very much like what the conversation was with Soup was about is it can be really good for employee engagement. Again, depending how you do it. But if we look at Patagonia, they receive 9,000 resumes per vacancy. So imagine the talent that they attract. And another study shows that if we look at the millennials, 80% of them would even take a pay cut to work for companies that are more progressive when it comes to impact. And the last two factors why they outperform is really cost savings that we see particularly on the environmental side, but also in terms of reduced risks. And for example, avoiding stranded assets due to upcoming legislation and also increased scarcity of resources. So my focus, just living, breathing this for many years, has been my research really as to how we can do this well. So sustainability and impact is a complex, very broad spectrum. But if we look at the United Nations SDGs, we can essentially divide them up into, on the one hand, poverty, inequality, social exclusion related issues, and environmental and health and well-being on the other. And my research was very much around why do some achieve a much better return, an impact return on investment, and a much more transformative impact compared to many others, and that also get more of the commercial benefits. And just to keep it really brief, I'd just like to share one key insight with you. And I love to make the analogy of imagine that you're running a bath. And as you're running the bath, you walk away and you make a phone call. And the phone call goes on a bit longer than you had expected. By the time you walk into the bathroom, the bath has started to overflow. So what would you do? Of course, one of the first things that we would do is to close the tap. It wouldn't make any sense to mop up the floor. It's something that we have to do, but we would also want to close the tap. Otherwise, the mopping up is never ending. And this is precisely what we see. If we look at our global issues, we see many initiatives that deal with symptoms, and that's very important whilst we have the symptoms. But at the same time, we need to start closing the tap. And I think this is a real opportunity for businesses because they're very well placed to help alleviate some of the symptoms, but also to close the tap. And if we don't do that, we're I think, very unlikely going to fix the massive challenges that we face in the world. And I'd like to give you a couple of examples. The first one in a context of poverty. So we see a lot of projects, companies that embark on a buy one, give one model, or a buy one, give a percentage model, like Tom's Shoes in America, that gives a pair of shoes to a child in need for every pair that you buy. But if we then look at Soul Rebels in Ethiopia, the founder, Bethlehem Tillahun, she asks, if you give a child a pair of shoes and it grows out of it, it wears out of it, then what does it have? But if we give parents a job, the whole family will always have shoes. And what they've done is they've opened up manufacturing facilities in areas that need economic development, and they pay 3 times the industry average wage. And that closes the tap for those families. Now those families can buy children's shoes or other things that they need. And they do great commercially. There are obviously other factors why they're doing so well, but they're now Africa's fastest growing footwear brand. And if we take this to an environmental context, we see companies like Coca-Cola donating money to a water charity, but at the same time, their processes were very polluting. They were very inefficient in terms of the water that they used, and rightly so, there was then also a boycott because it seemed more of a hypocrisy and also inefficient way to tackle the issue. So they learned from that and then made their processes a lot more efficient and a lot less polluting. If we think about plastic, by 2050, it's estimated we'll have more plastic in our oceans than fish, measured by weight. And yes, we need initiatives like ocean cleanup to clean up the plastic, but unless we close the tap and we stop plastic from coming, that's going to be a losing battle. And so just to give you one final example of how we can fix more of the root cause by upstream circular design, kind of whole systems thinking. And I love the example of Schiphol Airport. So Schiphol Airport, like a lot of airports, a lot of buildings, companies, they use a lot of light or air conditioning, for example. And you might be aware that light is notoriously designed for obsolescence. It was a Phoebus cartel where manufacturers came together and they shortened the duration of light products to sell them more frequently and up revenue. And we see this across many sectors, this design for obsolescence. And Schiphol Airport found a brilliant solution. They went to their supplier Philips and said, we no longer want to buy light from you as in products, but we want to buy light as a service. And you, Philips, you're now responsible for paying the energy bill and for replacing any fixtures and fittings that no longer work. And that changed the incentive for Philips to design more durable light bulbs, fixtures and fittings that are more easy to replace and part, and that are also more energy efficient. And this reduced fixtures and fittings by 75% and energy use by 50%. And if we produce less, obviously that has a huge impact on unnecessary emissions, unnecessary waste. And so I think that's one of the great examples how we can have more upstream solutions that close the tap. And we see here in India and Singapore providing similar solutions with cooling as a service, and also having kind of clever AI algorithms in that also. So yeah, I would say that's one key tip I can give from my research. There are essentially 4 key areas where businesses can tackle the root cause very well. If you're interested in finding out more, my new book is coming out in October. Yeah, happily send you a link to that, or you can also find me on LinkedIn. But mostly, I want to wish you all the very best for the amazing work that you're doing. And yeah, it's been lovely to join you.
Thank you so much, Melanie. It is so wonderful to listen to your research and see amazing innovative solutions to the problem of CSR and sustainability. Specifically, the last example that you gave of Schiphol Airport, which is actually practically redefining its operations and adapting the nature of services that it procures in the benefit of the environment and the organization. So CSR is something that we can approach in multiple ways and in multiple angles. And it's great to learn about examples and stories from all over the world. Thank you so much for taking out the time to join us today. With this, we move to the final section of the quiz. It's the third and final quiz, and it's going to be popping up on your screen. And the fastest correct answer shall be taking home the prize. And we will thank once again Be Safe for sponsoring the prizes for the quizzes today. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. M.L. Sudheen. Mr. Sudheen is a passionate entrepreneur, making sense of global languages. As early as 1989, Mr. Sudheen started a translation company to follow his passion for languages. Before long, he realized the word translation was a misnomer. His real business was that of mediation, being the bridge between people inhibited by language. Today, riding that line, he has become the reach-out guy across the world, wanting to unite around the 7,000 languages it speaks. He's also the founder of I2U Social Foundation, and his philanthropic activities also include developing the NCC training app, which was inaugurated by the Defense Minister, Shri Rajnath Singh. The app is estimated to impact over 2 million students across India. As the founder of Crystal Hues Limited, he led CHL in assisting clients to expand their business to new markets and opportunities. He's the treasurer of the India Excellence Forum. He contributes by creating awareness and facilitating psychological interventions on behavior management and mental wellness among school students. He is the recipient of the Business Excellence and Innovative Best Practices Award 2016, conferred by Mr. Sunil Bharti Mittal, Chairman of Airtel and Vice Chancellor of New Delhi Institute of Management. He is also the recipient of REX Karamveer Chakra Gold Award in 2019, in recognition of his contribution and impact created through pioneering efforts in bridging communication gap between diverse cultures. It is only fitting that he gives out the People's Choice Award for today. And also, sir, I would request you to share a few words of wisdom with us.
Thank you, Pooja, for the gracious and very ornate introduction. The core objective of India is or ITU in short, is to support NGOs by helping them perform better through capacity building and helping them to mobilize donors and volunteers to achieve sustainable growth. Though the NGO sector is one of the critical elements that supports societal sustainability, I feel it is also one of the most neglected ones, which has very little systemic support, specifically streamlined for them. ITU is an NGO support system that brings together experts like Pooja, yourself, Melanie, Divya, Nupur, Shubh, Monica, Tanu, Sonika, and hundreds of social entrepreneurs, impact professionals, donors, volunteers. I can't thank enough for all their support and guidance that has helped ITU to support hundreds of NGOs across India. Focusing on 12 priority social causes, ITU works with verified NGOs with credible work and impact. A key element is transparency and governance, which has been very important cornerstones for ITU, and we pursue these religiously in every aspect of our operations. Of course, such pursuit has its downsides, which leads ITU to, let go or refuse some projects that do not meet our stringent criteria and do not align with our ethos. What I believe is, I'm sure the world will be vastly different if each capable individual adopts one NGO working on a cause close to their heart in their vicinity, and just contributing a few hours in a month would make significant impact. Believe me, this is one activity that each one of us can do without any stress, but the return is going to be unimaginable. I'm sure with all your well wishes and support, ITU will keep the momentum in making visible and long-lasting social impact. And I thank you all for that support extended to us. Just to come to announce the award, the People's Choice Award goes to We Care Foundation, Gurgaon. Congratulations to We Care Foundation. It was a tough competition for you to win. There were out of 52 nominations. So congratulations once again to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We are honored to have this award from you. It's a great thing, great achievement for us. Thank you. And with your support, I believe that we'll do more things in future and we'll help more people in future. Thank you so much.
Welcome, and thank you very much. And keep up the good work that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Pooja. You're on mute, Pooja.
Thank you so much, sir.
Excuse me, Pooja.
Yes, Pooja, please continue.
Thank you so much, sir, for your encouraging words. And heartiest congratulations to We Care Foundation, and a big round of applause to all the winners. And with this, we move on to the last category of winner today, the ITU Bestie Award. And I invite Mr. Pranav Menon, Director ITU, to kindly announce the award.
Pranav, you're not audible.
You are on mute.
Not audible. Pranav sir is not on mute.
Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Apologies. Just being too techy right now. Sorry, guys. So I won't take too much of time. This award is so I believe all 225 plus NGOs who have been on board with us. If I could, I would have given each one of you one ITU Bestie award. But there are certain parameters which we look at when we give this award, and I'm proud to say Tapas Foundation has been awarded ITU Bestie this year, and he's been one of the person who's been following up with me कि मेरे को award मिल रहा है क्या. So I have not told him, but I'm really happy with the support that Tapas has given us for a lot of projects what we have been working on for the last 2.5 years. And the, even though he doesn't sit in Delhi, but he still manages to ensure things are done. या तो मेरे से काम करा लेता है या खुद कर लेता है. So thank you so much, Vipul, and thank you so much, Tapas, for being part of us.
So first of all, I would like to congratulate India ISAS for their 8th anniversary. And also ये काफी अच्छा लगता है जब आप अपने वन ऑफ द फेवरेट पर्सन से ही अवार्ड लेते हो. एंड प्रणव इज वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट पर्सन. एंड मेरी काफी कम बात हुई है प्रणव से. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम आई एम कनेक्टेड टू अलीशा, बट एज अ टीम इंडिया ISAS इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट सेटिस्फाइंग टीम जिनके साथ मुझे काम करके अच्छा लगता है. क्यों? क्योंकि जैसा आपने क्वेश्चन भी अभी पूछा था अपने क्विज में कि एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक सिनर्जी कैसे क्रिएट होती है, तो वो सिनर्जी का सबसे बड़ा रीजन ये है कि म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट. और दूसरी चीज कि म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट के साथ साथ ये नहीं कि हमने अगर एक जिम्मेदारी हमने ले ली या और आपने ले ली तो हमने उसको ऐसा कर लिया कि अब वो आप ही करो, हम जानते ही नहीं उसके बारे में. तो कोई चीजें आप करते हो, कोई चीज सामने वाली टीम करती है, और जब वैसे मिलके काम होता है तो अगर आपके मन में रहता भी है कि मैं इन लोग को धोखा दे सकता हूँ या मैं इनसे 4 बातें छुपा सकता हूँ, तो वो भी थॉट्स आपके दिमाग से हट जाते हैं. क्योंकि आपको ये लगता है कि अगर सामने वाली टीम से इतना ज्यादा अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ रही है तो मैं फिर इनके साथ क्यों गलत करूं. और व्हाट आई ऑलवेज बिलीव इन माई लाइफ ऑल्सो, और मुझे लगता है कि अगर आपको अच्छा इंसान बनना है और आपको अगर सक्सेसफुल होना है, और खासकर जब आपको अच्छा इंसान बनना है, तो सबसे जरूरी होता है कि आप सामने वाले लोगों के ऊपर ट्रस्ट करना शुरू करें. और आप खुद एक अगर आप अच्छे इंसान रहेंगे तो सामने वाली टीम आपके ऊपर ट्रस्ट करेगी. और जब वो एक ट्रस्ट बिल्डअप हो जाता है तो मैंने देखा है कि कभी कभी 4 चीजें अगर गलत भी हो जाती हैं, जैसे हम लोग लगातार काम कर रहे हैं साथ में इंडिया ISAS और तपस फाउंडेशन, हमने बहुत कैंपेन्स अब कर ली हैं साथ में, तो 10 चीजें अगर गलत भी होंगी तो वो चीजें नजरअंदाज करके हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं. उसमें ये नहीं होता कि फिर वाली बातें कि अब मैं आपको नहीं जानता और अगली बार से हम आपके साथ नहीं करेंगे, ये सब चीजें कभी नहीं आती हैं. हम उसको मिलके हमेशा सॉल्व करना चाहिए. तो मैं चाहूंगा कि मैं लगातार इंडिया ISAS के साथ ऐसे ही कैंपेन्स करते रहूं और अपने लाइफ में आगे बढ़ते रहें. और हम लोग एक अभी मैं थोड़े दिन सॉरी मैं 2 मिनट बस और ज्यादा लूंगा. अभी हम थोड़े दिन पहले मैं और जब प्रणव और अलीशा हम लोग मिले थे तो मैंने अलीशा और प्रणव से ये बोला था कि हमेशा एक इंसान की लाइफ में उसके जो एकदम क्लोज पेरेंट्स, उसकी वाइफ या उसके हस्बैंड और बच्चे, इनके बाद जो सबसे ज्यादा खास होता है वो होता है जिनके साथ वो काम कर रहे हैं. इवन आपके रिलेटिव्स और फ्रेंड्स और पड़ोसी, इन सभी लोगों से ज्यादा आपके साथ आपके लिए वो खास होता है जिनके साथ आप काम कर रहे हो. क्यों? क्योंकि आप जिनके साथ काम कर रहे हो वो बहुत बड़ा कारण होते हैं कि आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ कैसी चल रही है. अगर वो आपको सपोर्ट अगर करते हैं तो आपकी हेल्थ अच्छी होती है, आपके थॉट्स अच्छे होते हैं. और अगर वो सपोर्ट नहीं करते हैं तो वो सब कुछ खराब हो जाता है, भले ही कितनी भी मेहनत कर रहे हैं अपनी लाइफ में. सो आई फील वेरी ऑब्लाइज्ड और मैं काफी लकी फील करता हूँ कि मेरी लाइफ में और हमारे तपस फाउंडेशन की लाइफ में इंडिया ISAS है. एंड खासकर आई वुड लाइक, और आज मैं पहली बार अलीशा को भी थैंक यू बोलना चाहूंगा, बिकॉज थ्रू अलीशा ओनली आई एम कनेक्टेड टू इंडिया ISAS. और एक जो म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट बनी हुई है मेरी अलीशा जी की आपस में, वो काफी अब वो लंबे टाइम से चलते हुए आ रही है. और मैं चाहूंगा कि हम लोग इसको आगे बढ़ाएं. और मैं सुधीन सर को भी, पूजा को, सभी लोगों को जितने यहाँ पे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है उन सभी लोगों को थैंक यू बोलना चाहूंगा. हम सब लोग एक बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं और मेरा मानना है कि हम धीरे धीरे ही एक इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. और हम ऐसे इम्पैक्ट अगर क्रिएट करते रहेंगे तो आगे जाके हमको बहुत प्राउड फील होगा कि यार मैं छोटा सा चेंज लेके आया, लेकिन लेके जरूर आया मैं. और लगातार 2 साल, दूसरे साल मुझे ITU बेस्टी का अवार्ड मिल रहा है. So first of all, I would like to thank my family, my friends, and at last I would like to thank my dear God for giving me this opportunity. So thank you again, once again, India ISAS. और मैं चाहूंगा कि हम ऐसे ही लाइफ लॉन्ग काम करते रहें और एक दूसरे के साथ इस तरीके से जुड़े रहें कि दूसरे हमको देख के एग्जाम्पल लें और वो सोचें कि जैसे ये लोग काम कर सकते हैं हम भी कर सकते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच.
I will definitely change the parameters next year.
ये मेरा ना डर से था या प्यार से था, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया.
Thank you so much, Nakul. Thank you. Over to you, Pooja.
Thank you so much, Pranav. Heartiest congratulations to Tapas Foundation. May you keep doing good work and inspiring everyone around you. And now moving on to the moment we've all been waiting for. We've had 3 amazing quizzes and we are ready to announce our winners. I would request Alicia to do the honors.
Yes, so finally the result is here with me. And the result for poll 1 goes to, the award goes to Soch Anthi Aram. Soch Anthi Aram. I am not able to find that person. The winner for second poll goes to Aditya from SK Foundation. And the winner for third poll goes to Binu Sharma ji. She is from Saidham NGO. Congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
And
you, Binu ji.
congratulations to your 8th Foundation Day for all team.
Thank you so much, Binu ji. You always have been very supportive to us.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Thank you. Over to you, Pooja.
okay, I'll just come in
Third
for.
prize में क्या मेरा तेरे क्वेश्चन है?
Raghav is there. Raghav wants to say something.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Firstly, hi. Thank you so much for choosing us one of the winners. Congratulations, everybody, for being here. Firstly, I think participating in any event is itself fantastic. I really loved what Tapas Foundation, the individuals from Tapas Foundation mentioned. It's really, inspiring to see individuals working for the cause with because you're able to feel the energy from people. So I think kudos to India is Us for bringing all such people, all such fantastic individuals on one platform. That by itself is very difficult. And recently our organization collaborated with India is Us for a beautiful bed distribution drive. So thanks to Mr. Pranav and Mrs. Alicia. So I think the support of the organization is fantastic. And I think very nicely what Tapas Foundation said, that the communication is really simple. It's not, quite, you don't feel there's a kind of obligation before talking with people from India as Us. So it's kind of a friendly environment which is created. We had Pranav over our event as well. So it's really good to connect with him as an individual. I really connect with him. So on behalf of our organization, I would not like to take much of your time. I know it's already hectic. Everybody's about ki bas chalo khatam kare. But it feels fantastic on behalf of our organization. जितने भी NGOs हैं, जितने भी यहाँ पर लोग मौजूद हैं, big shout out to you, and you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Well said, Raghav. Big shout out to each and every NGO who are here with us today.
Heartiest congratulations to all the winners and a big shout out and a big gratitude to all the NGOs, all the partners in the social sector who are every day making a change to make the world a better place. Big thank you to Alicia and team for continuing to bring together all the agents and helping with the growth journey and making the world a better place together. With this, we come to a very insightful and happy and enlightening closure to the evening. As an organization, as we move on in our journey, our mission revolves around advancing community development for the greater good. This encompasses promoting civic responsibility, inspiring volunteerism, and nurturing voluntary sector. India is dedicated to enhancing the efficiency and effectiveness of organizations through capacity building. Moreover, we stand firmly behind charities and organizations that are dedicated to driving social development. Through these avenues, we aim to create a tapestry of positive change, weaving together individuals, organizations, and communities for a brighter and more inclusive future. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Wish you
Thank
more
you.
strength in your journeys ahead.
Thank you so much for hosting us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.